Okay, you'll notice these are narrow streets because this is an old town. Las Terrenas is the terrain, the land. You're gonna find it's a little bit more congested. This, in all fairness, guys, is off season, and it's a huge difference when we have all the tourists in the wintertime. Cabrera, hola, hola! Cabrera does not suffer that. We have tourists that visit us for a day on the buses. They eat in the restaurants, and they move on down the highway. So if Cabrera was a beach town like Las Terrenas and Samana or Cabarete or Sosua, we would have been this development of the high hustle bustle 25 years ago as well. We are blessed to have 7, and you're going to see on a future film, so stay tuned, 7 of the most unimaginable natural beaches that you could be the only people on a beach that spans for 3 miles. 100% safe. Nobody will bother you. There are other beaches that are not crowded. We can obtain a plate of fresh fish to this day in 2012. A fish that was swimming 3 hours ago, a plate of potatoes or rice with a little salad and a beer for just over $6. I don't know of any other Caribbean islands to date that are like that. And it's an experience that you can only do by coming. If you give us a week of your time, your memories will last a lifetime. This is a beautiful, quaint village. All of this is a 45-minute drive from Cabrera. Remember, for all of you northerners, you want to live near the chalet. You don't want to live in the ski village. And that's exactly how we look at it. Any day of the week we want, within a half hour to 45 minutes, we can have all the hustle bustle we want, but we just choose not to live in it. We want to live in the peace and tranquility. Here, by the way, too, what are those oysters? People love oysters with lime juice on the half shell. Yeah. Here you get a dozen of them for $2 served to you at the beach. A dozen for $2. And they crack them open, they give you the Tabasco, remember the naranja agria, the orange, the lime orange, they give it to you, you squeeze it out, and a dozen for $2. I'm going to be circling here quickly into Las Terrenas, and then we're going to head on back through the back roads, not the same highway, to some roads that were just recently paved before our election, so they're brand new. Prior, some of these roads we're going to be going over, you needed a 4-wheel drive or you needed horseback. So it's absolutely in the country, and it's a rare treat to enjoy this in the luxury of an air-conditioned car now. Notice we are not in a 4-wheel drive. We are not having any difficulty going through all of these towns. Many people have commented that our highways on the North Coast rival their hometown in Canada or America due to the frost heaves and the broken pavement due to frost heaves. And again, picture's worth 1,000 words, and we'd be loving to pick you up at the airport. Food is another big thing for us. Every little restaurant, every little colmado, family-owned little hole in the wall, the food is absolutely natural, and you will never, ever, ever get sick from any of it. The Dominican people, in their heritage, cleanliness in food is part of their culture, and they show it. When they bring you a plate of food, you will never be able to eat it all. We're talking prices for homemade meat.
Talk about what we just had for lunch.
We, for example, I just stopped off with the film crew because, you know, we have to eat as well. We just stopped off and had a plate of shelled crabs. So what I'm saying, no shells. It was already shelled for you.
Big mound.
A mound of it. Pretty close to, I'm pretty accurate on this, a little over a pound of meat. A bowl of rice that you couldn't imagine. A beer, water. I mean, and all the water's totally drinkable here. The bottled water is 5 gallons for about 60 cents. So it's unbelievable. And our bill for everything was about 11-ish US for 3 plates of this. And we walked out stuffed. You can get meat. Again, no chemicals in the meat. Chicken, fish, rice, vegetables for 125 pesos. That comes out to about $2.95. A full course meal. So when you're here, come hungry, folks, because you're gonna wanna love to sample all this food. And again, it's not high calorie content food. So all you diet freaks out there, eat to your heart's content because it's all natural. We're doing some of the, yeah, sorry for all the rain for all of you who are watching, but it is a necessary evil here, so to speak, pardon the pun. Just look down the road. You can't have foliage like this without having rainfall. And typically in the summer, you're going to have a bright blue sky in the morning. And as the cool air from the ocean blows in off onto the warm air that's raised by the island, the air temperature being raised by the land, it's going to formulate cloud. So in the summer months, we'll end up having afternoon showers, nothing you know, that's any kind of detrimental shower or anything serious, but it's a very, very common occurrence. And we'll be going in through La Ramona and all different types of towns now. And on a superior day, you would not believe some of the views looking over the ocean here. Some of the biggest banana trees in the world you're looking at right now. It's non-stop foliage. We use the traditional old-style gutter system that is not below ground. It is ground level, and it's cement-channeled tubes. And it works actually extremely well. All this road, as the country continues to grow, all this road has recently been blacktopped. It always was paved, but it had a lot of good-sized potholes and things of that nature. Right now, it's a beautiful drive. There's absolutely no reason why you can't take it with a rented car. You do not need a 4-wheel drive, anything of that nature. We're gaining altitude rather quickly. My ears just popped, so that's telling me. It's a road I would recommend, not that it can't be done, but I would recommend doing it during day hours for your first time. I quite often have had to come out here throughout night hours. There is no lights on this road, and but with a set of brights on your car, it really isn't as bad as you might think. There is a couple of nice retreats out here that are fairly well known. Like I say, all around the Las Terrenas area is more of a tourist related area. Absolutely beautiful though, but you'll find more traffic and you'll find a little bit more crime. You're going to find a little bit more excitement, you know, the typical story of the ladies of the evening, and there's in places like Sosua and stuff, there is casinos and endless bars as far as the eye could see. Typical Caribbean. The thing about Dominican Republic is, though, you'll never find a more diverse terrain, and you'll never find everything on one island. You could really live here for 20 years and still not see anywhere near close to what this country is capable of showing. It all depends on how far off the beaten path you want to go. It is just a fantastic place in terms of learning an awful lot about Caribbean culture. I find, and many of our people find, the Dominican hospitality is second to none. They are a very, by and large, peace-loving people. Just again, some of the foliage, not to change subjects, but it is incredible. Everywhere you look, pink flowers, red, yellow, silver. We know of areas that have gold-colored flowers. The only thing, though, going back to people, is they're very adamant about their beliefs in the politics and whichever that may be, and they're even more adamant about the national pastime, which is brugal, drinking rum, and playing dominoes. That is a very serious thing in this country. I know you would, most people would laugh at it, but it is the way of the world here. I wish I could show you, because it is one of the most spectacular little turnouts here. I'm going to get off the road though, but it is one of the most spectacular little turnouts that is above one of the tallest areas of the island. And unfortunately for the rain, we're going to try and show it through the windshield, but it is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, as we're twisting and turning through here, around every corner is going to be a different neighborhood of all these little small towns. Great people. Not much happens here. It's very family oriented. If you allow yourself to become part of the family, it's not a means where you're going to be expected to pay for everything or whatever, but if you open up and teach them a little bit of your ways and where you come from, they enjoy trying to understand everything, and then they like to show you they're very proud of their little house and very proud to have you enjoy supper together and things like that. Very, very, very different. Many hummingbirds going into the various flowers. They're a little bit, from what people tell me, our hummingbird is slightly larger here, although it's still very tiny, but no shortage of them at all. We have some of the most gorgeous butterflies you have ever seen in your life. And for the nature person, the naturalist, you'll find it just won't stop. It will amaze you for forever and ever what you can do with a garden in terms of intertwining one fruit tree into another and one vine, like we call chinola, you call passion fruit, making a vine tree grow around an orange tree, or grapefruit trees, or mixing orange and grapefruit trees so their trunks grow together and spin around. It's just absolutely amazing. One branch you'll be picking off pink grapefruit, and the branch above it you'll be picking off sweet oranges. We have 7 different types of oranges in the Dominican Republic, ranging from extremely sweet to something that our friends from the Keys will know, very similar to a key lime. It's called naranja agria, and it's a very, very strong orange, much like a key lime, and we do make pie out of it, at least I do, and it's wonderful. The beans, we got all different kinds of beans. We've got natural peas that grow here, all different types of apples. I believe there are 6 varieties of apples, including a golden apple, where they're biting inside of it. It's a very sweet apple, but the flesh inside is bright gold instead of white. Of course, in the higher elevations, we have peaches. We have grapes that are the size of golf balls, strawberries the size of small baseballs, not softballs, but baseballs. It's incredible. One of the only islands, if not besides Cuba, in our highest elevations. In the winter months, you may actually see a thin film of ice in the morning on all the puddles. So you have one part of the country where it's 95 degrees and another part of the same country just an hour and a half drive away, 2-hour drive away, where it will ice up in the evening. Quite remarkable. We also are very blessed in these different climates. We actually have Canadian maple growing next to palm trees. We have northern birch, and you know, the birch bark trees. We have those growing next to palm, next to ponytail palms and donkey palms. It is absolutely incredible. I don't know of any other island in the world, including South Pacific, where that happens. We have incredible coffee here. There's 3 different varieties. Many people are not aware that Dominican Republic is the second largest producer of cocoa. We have 3 different varieties of cocoa, and from organic, we have natural, and we have Sanchez. Sanchez being the lowest quality, which our market is strictly United States. Europe, Switzerland, and other countries insist on our mid-grade or the organic cocoa, which is clearly more expensive. However, most people don't know it's a white fleshy substance when it comes off the tree, and once you break open the cocoa, the big shells, all the seeds, what surrounds the seeds, the flesh, and eating it is just, it's incredible. It's pure white, but yet it smells like cocoa. Also have 4 different grapefruits. We have what many of you'll know from other islands, soursop. We also have that growing here, which is one of my personal favorites to mix with a little bit of rum. And the diet here, as I stated before, if you love your fruits and vegetables and fish, if you love seafood, it's amazing. Very, very, very affordable. And hope you're enjoying the nice twisty little road through the back country here. I could literally be driving for a month, 2 months straight, and would not even begin to cover anywhere near all of these back roads. You'll see the misconception about the big potholes the size of Volkswagens and people losing their car where they need to have it vertically towed out. Well, I'll kind of let you see that. That was this country when I first got here 18 years ago. That is nothing like this country now. How about all you high-tech buffs that are wondering about internet, is it available and what have you? And we're currently 1 year away from running complete underground fiber optics on the whole north coast, which will be delivering us Roadrunner 2 speed, which rivals anything in America or Europe right now. Make no mistake about it, this place is growing both in culture and both in convenience. We right now currently do offer high speed, which is more than adequate to even download movies off the internet. All you TV buffs, we do have available to us for a one-time charge a internet TV system. It comes out to about $50 one time. Features 3,200 channels from around the world. America, sports channels, auto racing, basketball 24 hours a day, channels from Dominican Republic, Spain, Israel, Russia, virtually every country. The only part I haven't been able to find a TV guide for it on the internet. So you do have to write down your favorite channels for future reference, but We do have ESPN1, ESPN2, ESPN Espanol. We have the soccer channel. We have NASCAR Network. All the things that you wonder, do we have? We've got it. But the only thing we can't offer you too much of is stress, unless you want to make it upon yourself. And we're rounding some of the richest fertile soil in the country. And on another episode, we're going to be heading to a mountain region that's where most of our coffee is growing. We do have Santo Domingo, the Dominican national coffee, which is absolutely wonderful if you're a coffee lover like myself. And when I'm back stateside visiting family, which isn't often, but boy, I used to love the brands there, and it just doesn't hold a candle to it. You'll find it does have a fair jolt in caffeine, but a natural caffeine that has not been laboratory induced. In other words, you don't get jittery, but it does wake you up quite a bit. You'll see we're going through a good rain here, guys, and do you see any floods? I don't know. I'm driving the car and I sure don't, so I want to make that clear that all your friends who come on down and stay in all-inclusives are pretty much trying to describe New York when they're living in Philadelphia. It just isn't going to happen. And you need to experience this for yourself, because probably one of the costliest things you'll ever own is a closed mind. Don't let that keep you from coming to the most incredible part of the most incredible country I know of. We don't have any wars, we don't have any problems that are anything remotely close to Western civilization. I'm zigzagging here, having a good time as I'm driving, and I'm taking it easy because this is one of my favorite stretches of road to really give her. But the film crew left me strict instructions to keep it between the white lines, so that's what I'm doing. And one of these days we're going to be back here and we're going to show you some views of the sea from here. We are going to be approaching Samana Bay, where all the humpback whales come, and this is not a rarity. This is every year from December through to April. We're currently filming now in May, but we're going to make a secondary trip and come on down and do some of the whale filming. Unbelievable. They give birth to their young in the Bay of Samana, but on the way to the Bay of Samana, they must pass Rio San Juan in Cabrera. As they're in Cabrera, we could have a beer on the Malecon, which is a seaside boulevard. We could have a beer there. And this is Samana Bay right now, but we can't even see it because of the extreme. I'm going to slow it down and see, but unfortunately we'll have to come back because you could literally see the whole bay. It's mind-boggling. But we watch the humpback whales anytime we want, right from a little local pub, which we're going to do some filming at, called Manny's. Manny's is the name of the owner's son. That's how it got the name Manny. And Francis is the owner, and he is Dominican, although he achieved great success in high-tech sales in Germany, all over Europe, and the love of Cabrera brought him back, and he opened up a beautiful little restaurant, and believe it or not, we could see 40-foot, 45-foot humpbacks playing games on the way into the Bay of Samana. And you must see this to appreciate it. You don't have to pay for tours. You don't have to pay to get on a boat. This is while you're sitting in a little restaurant across the street from the ocean. And it's wonderful. As you're watching the fishermen catch dolphin or mahi-mahi, as many of the northerners know. In Espanol, we say mahi-mahi is dorado. And they're catching 30, 40-pound dorado, maybe 200 feet from shore off of Cabrera. So This is one place that is absolutely not fished out, so all you fishermen, if you don't mind a small boat, if you decide to get your own boat, we're not at that stage yet. That's another opening that nobody has never tapped. Like I'm trying to say, timing's of the essence in anything in life. And there is a few places to get trailer boats in and out of the water. And as long as you're sharing some of your catch, which you would want to do anyway with the local fishermen, they'll gladly board your own little boat and show you some of their local tricks, because I fished all over the world and I know there's nothing that beats local knowledge when it comes to catching fish. And we're going to do some filming later on in the week. We want to do it while the sun's out, of some of the local catch that they bring in every day. Little timber boats, maybe 12 foot with a 6 horsepower engine if they're lucky. And they're coming in with dolphin, a gayete, which is wahoo for all you fishermen, marlin, 4 or 5 different types of tuna, ranging from the so-so blackfin to the ultra delicious yellowfin, and fish so big that the head touches the road on one side and the tail's dragging on the other as they're bringing it to market on their little motorcycle. So that'll be a nice little bit of filming we'll enjoy doing. You'll get a good idea of that. So make no mistake about it, you do not need a boat here over 20 feet. Trust me, I am a fishaholic. The drop-offs are within a half mile from shore, so you're not going to burn 50 miles of petrol one way and the other. And you can leave at 6 in the morning and be back with your catch by 10:30, 11 o'clock. And clean up, you're done by 12:30, and you're drinking that first cold one after the beer cleanup by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It truly is amazing. We lived for 7 years in Cayman Islands, and we always had to run out to the 12-mile bank or the 50-mile bank to do any decent fishing. Many times we'd just sleep out there on our 20-footer for 2 days, come back 3 days later, and that's a great trip, but it's a tiring trip. So we'll be putting together in the next couple of seasons our own boat here and continue. Right now, though, it's plentiful, so keep that in mind if you're fishing. Untapped resources when it comes to fishing are the best sources of fishing, and all you fishermen know that. Many times, you know, another note, and it's true, but many times people will go fishing in the morning, they're back by about 11, 11:30, shower, clean up, by 1 o'clock, they're on the first tee. We happen to be very, very blessed to be the home for the Playa Grande golf course, which has habitually, year after year, been voted one of the 10 best golf courses in the entire world. Imagine 13 of 18 holes over the ocean. And don't bother bringing the floating golf balls because it's over the cliff. So you're not getting them back, guys. Incredibly designed by world famous Trent Jones, and by Golfer's Digest has been dubbed the Pebble Beach of the Caribbean. So all you guys, all you people, all you folks that love to swing a club, we have that. We have tennis, we have shuffleboard, we have mountain climbing, we have cave dwelling. We're trying to get in next week because I think the film crew is going to kill me. I'm driving them crazy. But we want to take you down to Dudu and Blue Lake. And incredible natural springs that range about 85, 90 feet deep, crystal clear, where you can put on a scuba tank, go through a cave, and literally come up on the other side of a mountain. Only place I know in the Caribbean you can do this. We have a Tarzan rope there. For 5 pesos, the children will climb up to the top of the tree and dive right into the lagoon. And this tree is 150 feet tall. It's amazing. And they're going into this little lagoon. So we got lots more action for you guys. So enjoy the rain and stay clean with it, because when the sun comes out, we're going to keep you busy. So by the time we're done talking together and you enjoying, I think there's going to be no shade of a doubt that you're missing out by not looking. And I can't say it any clearer than that. I know you don't know us and we don't know you, but I guarantee you, let us a week of your time and that trip will last a week and your memories will last a lifetime. We're here to relocate people who want a better, stress-free environment that they knew 40, 45 years ago and thought it just didn't exist anymore.